Alright, you bastards, this is Some-Belgian-prepper, and today I'm going to talk about something that every prepper, especially every seasoned prepper, should be doing. But, as before we do that, if you're interested in the detective stories, this is the first part of an 11-part series that I wrote called Bloody Crosses. It's in Dutch. If you're interested, the link will be down in the description. So, what is this when I'm talking about? It's about photographing and actually categorizing all your belongings as a prepper. What do I mean by that? Lately, I've been thinking about, yeah, you have all your, I have all my preps, this and that, so I'm secured. But what if it gets stolen? And I do not mean if it gets stolen during shit hit the fan or something or some other disaster or looting or some such. I'm talking more about the just theft, about uh, burglary actually. So imagine you got all your preps and one night, just during just normal times, somebody comes into your house and steals a lot of your gear. Steals your bug out bag, steals your filtration systems, steals your night visions settings, all your flashlights, your solar panels, your I mean, yeah, the small ones, the solar panels, all your stoves, all your military gear, guns, perhaps all those things. And I'm talking more about the things that you will not have a receipt for. Uh, and why is this? Because a lot of insurance agencies will be like, "Oh, you are insured against burglary, but you say this and this got stolen, but you never you don't have any receipts from it. We don't have any proof that it got stolen, so why should we pay out?" And that is actually the point that I'm trying to address here. Because I don't know how it is in other countries, but I've got a certain insurance that if I got a burglary, the things will get be in a way paid back in a way. But the thing is, how do you prove what is stolen? So I would suggest if you that you will take pictures of all your stuff. In my case, this channel could be proof about the things that I've got, and I can claim that are stolen, and that will be a proof that it was really there. It's not just one picture taken from stuff from somebody else that you will give to the insurance agent, or I don't know how this works. I never had to claim something like this, but it's something that has been settling in my mind recently. And yeah, I would say if you got stuff, photograph it multiple times, put it in ways that it can be seen in a certain timeline. That if it gets stolen, you don't have just one picture, you have a timeline where you can have proof that you've got this gear, and now you put in a claim at the police, it got stolen, it's been approved, how do you say, it's not approved, but confirmed that it was stolen, and then, and depending on what insurance policy you got, it can be repaid back. So another thing that could be handy for this is for stuff that can get stolen and perhaps be brought back by police if they caught a burglar and they found all this stuff and they do not know where from who it is. So I would say if you got stuff, I would say put your name on it. Like if you got binoculars, a stove, a gun, or whatever, or any other big gear that would be a financial loss, I would say just carve some initials in it. And yeah, if it's been if you confirm to the police that, yeah, my binoculars have been stolen, but the beneath it there is a name tagged inside of it with a piece of with a knife actually, like J J and your last name. So those things can be later be found by the police, and they could find in their databases like, oh yeah, it's been recently claimed that this has been stolen, and yeah, it indeed has initials written or carved into them. So yeah, that is just a small chance that you get your stuff back. It could also be something like if you're a prepper and you have something like gold, uh, a lot of gold that you buy here in Belgium, for example, they have they come in certain plastic cards with codes on it, certificates, and that way, if it gets stolen, then yeah, you the police if it gets stolen, the police or some shop, some metal shop or scrapyard or whatever you try to sell the gold to, they can look at the codes and they can type it in and they can see that it has been stolen. So even you can say, yeah, but the a smart criminal would first melt it, but if molten gold is worth less than gold with a certificate of quality. So yeah, depends on what kind of criminal that you get. But like I said, it's just a small chance to get your stuff back by the legal ways if something like that happen. I know it's very small, but I prefer to have a small chance to get it back than just don't do anything about it and hope for the best. So that's something that you actually can do. So I would say, so what do we learn from this? Take your expensive gear. So if somebody stole it, that's another thing. If it gets stolen and you know, perhaps you got some shitty neighbor or some junkie around in the neighborhood that is known to steal things, or you got some family member that borrows stuff and does never give it back. Now you have a way to go to that person with police and say, I think they stole this from me. I can you see, he got that, and I bet my name's is carved inside of it as as a proof. So yeah, that could save some hassle by two people fighting over the same thing. Like, no, I have not stolen this. Yes, you have stolen this, and who can the police trust in this kind of case? So yeah, that's something hard to prove unless you got something proof like carved something inside of it where nobody would check, but only you can know it to check. Put codes like with the gold or some others like serial numbers. Uh, like if your gun got stolen, just, keep your serial numbers. So if it gets tracked in some sort of criminal court, uh, then you can at least prove. So yeah, that was my gun, but I claimed that it was stolen. So such. But yeah, I've been rambling on. But this was just a small idea that's been in the back of my head. Take pictures of your stuff. Tag your stuff. Tag your stuff with your name or initials. And if it gets stolen, there is a smaller chance, but at least a chance that it can be returned in the legal ways if the burglar has been found or found by the police or the stash has been discovered or whatever. So I would say, if you got any other tips in this kind of regard, in this kind of idea, please let me know. I'm always eager to learn new things or new ideas. I also want to thank people for ideas that they've put in the previous videos, like about how to make Tinder or some other tips about that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.